Hi, my name is Teralyn Parker, and I am excited to be here with you today talking about family history resources for homeschoolers. I strongly believe that family history is for everyone of all ages. I myself started doing family history through learning family stories and learning about my ancestors when I was young. And I want to share with you some of my favorite resources so you can have those good experiences with your children as well. So let's dive in and get started. Okay, here's our next 20 minutes in a nutshell. We're definitely going to explore the benefits. Why should we add family history to our curriculum? I'm going to share with you all of my favorite free and easy online resources, from printables to tutorials, games, virtual tours, plenty of fun things to do with your kids. And just as importantly, I want to show you how you can easily incorporate some of these ways of doing family history into your already busy routines. Now we have a short time together today, so I have put a landing page up on my website with all of these resources and more so that you can refer back to them. So let's get started. If you haven't read the book, The Secrets of Happy Families by Bruce Feiler, I highly recommend it. I love this quote from him that says, "Knowing more about family history is the single biggest predictor of a child's emotional well-being. A child who knows their family history is more likely to be resilient, to have confidence, and those are all qualities that I really want my kids to be having right now." And luckily, this is all based on research. Robin Fivish out of Emory University has done several studies on family narratives. And listen to what she has to say. I think you're going to like it. The power of family stories and family history is really remarkable. There seems to be something particularly important about children knowing where they come from in a larger sense and having a sense of family history and a family place. We all want to feel part of a community, to feel part of something bigger than ourselves, and family history can help to provide that for our children. Now, where do we get started? How do we incorporate it into our already busy homeschool lives? Well, here is one of my top tips. If you want to get children excited about family history, meet them where they are at. What do they love? Start with that and build from there, whether it is Minecraft or art or music. Build on that. See how family history fits into those. So for example, my 11-year-old son, he loves Minecraft. So we tied in family history. We went to FamilySearch and we looked up an ancestor who I knew was an architect. This is Robert L. Ashby, and he designed the family home pictured here, as well as several buildings, including the library in American Fork, Utah. So Cortland and I printed off this picture and then he recreated it. It took him a couple of hours. He consulted with me. He really wanted to do a good job. He had so much fun with it. And the best part, he wanted to do it again the next day. So we looked for more ancestor houses, and we even added in some historical monuments as well. This is a really fun way to get them started. Now, just as important with family history is who you start with. It might be hard if you immediately jump to 7 generations back. Kids want to start with themselves and what they're familiar with, like with this Minecraft example. So I'm going to share with you some fun resources from FamilySearch that starts right with your child. FamilySearch is a great place to start introducing your child to family history through a starting point of themselves. Now, we're logged into my account for the ease of showing you, but it really works best if you log into your child's account so it can be personalized completely to them. And as we get started, I highly encourage you to do everything in this drop-down menu with your children. There are so many fun activities. We personally love Compare a Face. If photos have been uploaded to FamilySearch of your ancestors, you get to see who you look the most alike. It's so much fun. And there are also dozens of in-home activities that would be perfect for your homeschooling. So please check that out, but we're going to dive right into All About Me. Now, as I said before, this is completely customized to you and the year you were born, and it helps you to see yourself in the context of history. So I was born in 1981, and we're going to jump right in. We're going to see how many people share my name. Now, Terrelyn is not a very common name. There's only 438 of us in the United States. You can also check out your last name. If it's darker, that means there's more people in that state with your name. So super fun. You can click down here and check it out for your ancestors as well. Super fun activity. You can also do pop culture things, like looking at what was the most popular song the year you were born. For me, it was Betty Davis Eyes, and I can totally hear that in my head. And you can go along here and check out what it is for your grandparents, and it would be super fun to hop online and listen to some of those songs together too. They also have quizzes like, who is the president of the United States? And lucky for me, I know this one. It was Ronald Reagan. And I love that the confetti comes down. It just makes it a fun experience. So I encourage you to play around with this. Check it out for yourself and your kids. So before we dive into these fun virtual field trips, another resource I want you to check out is a website called relativefinder.com. It syncs up with your FamilySearch, and it shows you who you are related to, especially with famous people, presidents, inventors, even Walt Disney. My kids love that they are related to Walt Disney. It will show you historical figures, like from the Mayflower. So check that out too. We have had a ton of fun connecting ourselves to figures in history. So along those same lines, virtual field trips. I feel like these have increased exponentially in 2020. There are so many opportunities to explore new places online, and these can tie right into where your ancestors lived or maybe a certain time period. I love museums like the Louvre or the National Gallery in London. When did your ancestors live, and when were certain paintings or works of art created? You can tie the two together. I also love to do tours of historical sites. 2020 was the 400th anniversary of the landing of the Mayflower. So there were plenty of virtual tours of the ship, of the colony. It's a great way to learn. Similarly with Ellis Island, when did your ancestors immigrate to the United States? Did they go through Ellis Island? What's that like? Scholastic Inc. has a great walkthrough as well as some worksheets that you can do. Very easy activity. Another thing my kids and I like to do is use census records to find our ancestors' addresses. And we plug those into Google Maps. It's really easy. You just put it in Google search and then click on the map, and it shows us what that address looks like now. And it has been so fun to see. It's a great activity. You can kind of do a walkthrough of your ancestors' hometown. We've found some really quaint countrysides in England that have been fun to discover. Now, I am curating a list of all of my favorite walkthrough virtual field trips on my website. So be sure to go over and check them out, and leave in the comments if there's one that you've done and enjoyed with your kids. Now, this is one of my passion projects. It's the 21-day Family Connections Experiment. My friends and I started it last year as a way to connect during the pandemic, but it is a fantastic homeschool resource as well. What it is are 21 days worth of fun and family-friendly activities that will connect you and bring you closer. It's very educational. It helps you learn about family history and learn about yourselves. The best part is we've done all the work for you. We've gathered the resources, the links, the printables, and made learning about family history fun and easy. There are how-to videos, and there is a Facebook group, so there is a community where you can ask questions and get help. This is great for beginners, and it's also great for experts who want to introduce their family to what they're doing in family history. So these are 21-day plans so that it helps you to start the habit. If you don't want to do 21 days, we also have a fun idea generator. It's great. You go to our website and click on the idea generator and you just click surprise me. And it pops up with a quick and easy 5-minute idea of something you can do to connect with your family. And it very often includes family history activities. Very doable, very easy. Now, I've created a plan specifically for homeschoolers with resources that I've used for my son this year. So be sure to check that out. Another book that I have had a fun time creating with my friends is the Family History Activities Guide. This is also designed to be an easy and simple way for you to dive into family history with your kids. The best part is all you have to do is print it. It includes journal pages, maps, art pages, and more for your children to fill out. But in addition to the worksheets, there are also fun ideas. Now, census records by themselves might be a little bit scary, but what about creating a Lego village? You can create a Lego village and have your kids take a census of all of the Lego people in the village, and that's a great way to introduce them to that family history concept. And you can grab this on my website as well. Multiple family historians have worked hard to put this together. YouTube can be a fantastic resource in your family history homeschool journey. I really enjoy Family History in 5 Minutes, that series by Modern Genealogy. They are quick tutorials and easy tasks designed to ease you right into family history in a fun and engaging way. Plus, it's only 5 minutes, very doable. The Genealogy Kids is fun because it shows actual kids doing family history. My kids love seeing what other kids are doing. So this is a fun way to see genealogy in a positive and a young light. Family history fanatics, they have dozens and dozens of tutorials as well. I would say probably more for your teens to adults. I highly enjoy them. And FamilySearch has plenty of inspirational things that you can share with your family. And like I mentioned before, there are how-tos and tutorials from the 21-day Family Connections Experiment and the Mommy Genealogist. So don't miss out on these resources. Now, we've talked a lot about electronic resources. Let's not forget pen and paper. I love journal writing. And while we learn about our ancestors, it's so important to be keeping our own records. Now, we can do it traditionally with pen and paper, but you could also have your child do a video journal. Why not do a video journal? Or if they are on social media, have them do a social media picture type journal or audio clips, whatever way they like to journal. You can even do an artistic journal. There's so many options. But this is important because it helps our children to process their feelings. And we all have pretty big feelings after 2020, right? It builds their writing skills with the focus on grammar, penmanship, sentence structure. These are all good things, and it allows them a creative outlet where they can communicate their ideas. And from the family history perspective, it's documenting their childhood. It's giving them something that they can show their children someday. So we've gone through a lot of resources. Now, what do we do with them? You may already be pretty busy with the homeschool curriculum you already have. So I would like to show you how I have melded it into our curriculum and also into our everyday life. This is a tip that someone gave me when I was a young mom. If you want a habit to stick, attach it to something you are already doing. It's that immediate reminder that you need to do it. So I'm going to show you how our family does it. Family history may be already part of your curriculum and you don't even know it. For example, my family and I are enjoying Duolingo. I'm learning German right now. My nephew, he discovered that his ancestors spoke Welsh. So that's what he is learning right now. That is family history, exploring the language that your ancestors spoke. And it doesn't have to be in depth. You can even just learn words. Another easy way to incorporate it is to read memories on FamilySearch. We know how important reading is. We know our kids should be reading at least 20 minutes a day. Why not go to FamilySearch, open up the fan chart, see who has memories, and read these stories of our ancestors. Read about their hardships. Read about how they overcame them. Read about the fun parts of their lives as well. Even math. We can even do math. Calculate how many ancestors you have in each generation or make a timeline of their lives. These are all ways that we can incorporate it. We talked about writing and journaling our personal histories. For science, DNA, that's a total tie-in. And there are plenty of great DNA resources for children on Pinterest. History is a very natural tie-in. It is great to discover which of our ancestors lived during certain times and tie our family into history. A very natural transition. And then, of course, geography. FamilySearch has those fun maps where you can see where your ancestors came from. Definitely. So are you seeing where you can fit it in? I hope some of the connections are being made for you. Now, we like doing family history at mealtime. I'm going to highlight a couple of my quick favorites. I go over more of these on my blog in detail if you want to read about them. Ancestor birthday dinners are a personal favorite. My kids love cake and ice cream, so they're not going to complain if they have to learn about great grandpa Victor on his birthday. In fact, they're going to want more ancestor birthdays. Family recipes, those recipes from your childhood that you loved baking with your grandma, that's family history. And then another tip that I got from a pro homeschool mom, she said, utilize that table space. You're at that table 3 times a day. She recommended using a plastic tablecloth and putting your resources underneath. It's the cereal box principle. You're going to be reading something while you're eating breakfast. May as well make it family history. Do a story, a timeline, whatever you'd like to see. Bedtime. That's another part, like prime real estate for our day. If you're going to be reading stories and singing songs, why not tie them into family history and share those stories? You can make your home environment conducive to learning family history. I love this ancestor wall by my friend Heather Clough. Isn't that beautiful? You can be looking into their faces. It piques their curiosity. They ask questions. Why not hang quotes or memorize quotes from your ancestors if you have them? And of course, bring in the fun, bring in the games. My 11-year-old son can totally beat me at Genealogical. It syncs with your FamilySearch account and it quizzes you, and he is so good at it. And then don't forget in the car. We all seem to spend a lot of time in the car, don't we? The Map My Ancestor feature on the FamilySearch app is a favorite for us if we're traveling or on road trips. It uses GPS to show you important events in your ancestors' lives. So I'll give the phone to my kids and they'll say, oh, wow, this is where great grandma so-and-so was born while we're driving. And they like to explore with that. And why not modify some of those popular car games to fit genealogy, like 20 questions. If they know their ancestors well, do 20 questions to guess an ancestor. Or what about that ABC game? I'm going on a trip and I'm going to take an apple, and then the next person says banana, and the next person says car. You could do that with ancestor's name. I'm going on a trip and I'm going to take Uncle Aaron and, baby Brent, and, just modify some of these fun things we already do to introduce that family history element. I hope some of these ideas have been helpful for you. I hope you've recognized how much you may already be doing with family history. And I hope as you incorporate a few of these things that you will see the positive results of including family history in your curriculum. Don't forget to head on over to the website to pick up even more materials. If you have any questions, put them down below or shoot me a message on social media. I hope you enjoy the rest of your RootsTech and have a good day.